latest issue of Living is available at lndmall.lk. You can also access the digital version on Press Reader, Maxter, our social media platforms and WhatsApp.
Hi, I'm Kaveen Rajapaksa and I'll be answering Levin's questions today for Living Gets Real.
Hi Kaveen and welcome to Living Gets Real. It's a pleasure to have you with us today. So the topic of discussion today with you especially is about karting and motorsport in general. So to dive into the first question, what got you interested in karting and motorsport in general? What were your interests?
So, as a young child, I've always been interested in cars, but not really motorsports in general, just, cars. And because I think this is because my grandfather was always, a car enthusiast. So he taught me everything he knew about cars. And by the age of 4, I could identify a car from their badge, which many people told that was really unique to do that at such a young age. So that's definitely one reason, but that was not the reason on how I became interested in motorsports, but it built up from there. So back in during COVID, my dad and I started watching this Netflix documentary series about Formula 1. It was called Drive to Survive. So after watching that, I just had this strange feeling, like I really wanted to do this. Like it was a strange feeling. I started liking the sport and I started, researching about it, because I wanted to become a Formula 1 driver after watching that. So yeah, in about a year's time, I knew a lot about the sport and I could name the drivers on how the cars work and how most of that. So I got this a chance to go to a Formula 1 race, the Melbourne Grand Prix. So that was with my aunt. I got to go. So that day was a memorable day. I don't think I would ever forget that, because it's just the atmosphere, the crowd cheering and the cars going around the track, and it was a very special atmosphere, special environment. And yeah, that certainly lit something up inside of me. And yeah, I've wanted to do Formula 1 somehow. But later, when I arrived back in Sri Lanka, my parents took me to this local karting track. It was next to our house, close to our house, and it was my first time stepping into a kart, driving a kart or driving anything really. So it was another special moment. But after I finished driving, the owners of that track came and spoke to my dad and said, your son, he's really fast for the first time even driving a kart. And he told my dad and me to go for some races, to put me for some races and see how I would perform, because performing this well in a track on your first time is pretty good. So coming back to about March 19th, 2023 was the first time I ever raced. So it was a scary day for me because my first race, and I'm going up against drivers who've been racing for years and years on, and most of them actually started since they were 3 to 4 years old. That was when I was just learning about cars. So yeah, after I did that race and I managed to finish second in my category, which was a big achievement for me and it made a lot of people, it surprised a lot of people, you know, for the first time ever, with no racing background, with no racing experience. It surprised a lot of people. So after that race, the president of the motorsports club, the race organizers, they came up to me and my dad and told to, you know, put him for some more higher category level races, because he's done really well for his first race. And yeah, I think certainly from there, karting just became something I just wanted to do, and I've just had an interest in karting and motorsports from there itself. So yeah.
Interesting. So it just became second nature for you now,
Yeah.
I suppose. Okay, great, right. So given what you've just said, you've had many great successes, right? Including a recent win at the ACBT Kart Fight Championship 2024. So do you have like a formula for success?
So my formula for success would have a certain different types of things. So if I were to list them out, the first one would be physical training. So I go to the gym weekly, and I increase the amount of times I go to gym. So as let's say a month before the race, I start going maybe 3, 4, 5 times a week to the gym, because this just helps me get fitter and stronger for the race. So I don't get tired between races, because these races go on for like the whole day, because depending on the category. So yeah, that would be for physical training. And then 2, I'd say, would be dietary preparation. Dietary preparation is a really important thing, because this will affect on how you're going to perform, because it will make you feel less sluggish, or yeah, it's something like that. So I try to eat a balanced diet, or more carbs, more proteins, and less sugar. So having a balanced diet, it helps me keep my energy throughout the day and not let my body die out. Another important thing would be mental preparation, because as a driver you have to be mentally prepared and mentally strong to drive these races, national level races, and they go on for a long time. So you just have to be mentally strong and mentally focused. So I like to go into a race with a well-planned, a well-developed strategy. So that makes me feel more confident in myself and less nervous. So that's definitely an important thing. And for last, I would say practicing, going to the track weekly, and just practicing overall, getting faster, improving your lap times. So, yeah, I'd say this is basically my formula for success. Yeah.
Great. Okay. So you mentioned about mental preparation, right? So karting also requires focus, correct?
Yes.
So how do you stay calm and focused during especially tough races?
So staying focused. So as I said before, a lot of preparation before a race it really helps. Trust me, it helps a lot, because you're more prepared, you feel confident in yourself. You go into the race with the strategy. Like I said before, I have a clear strategy, and I try to work with that during the race. So that's definitely one thing. And another thing is, right before a race, it's really chaotic. There are mechanics running around trying to do last minute changes to the karts. And I just take a step back, and then I just visualize. I look at the track and I visualize what I want to do, what I'm going to do in the track, where to brake, and just visualize everything. So it makes me feel less nervous and less tense. And the final few minutes while you're sitting in your car before the engines are on and everything, I'd say it's a weird feeling. Everything around you just fades away. The noise, or the problems, or anything you're thinking about, it just goes away. It's just the strategy and what you want to achieve in this race, because we only have 10 to 12 minutes to perform. So it's either you win or you lose. So yeah, these help me feel much more relaxed during races. And yeah, that's basically it.
Okay. You also swim, correct? Yes. Okay. So are there any skills from swimming that give you an edge in motorsport?
Well, there are quite a few which I take from swimming into karting. So One I would say is in swimming and in karting, you're on your own as you're in your lane before the race starts swimming wise. So you just, like I said before, you have to visualize your race. If it's like 100-meter swim, you got to talk to yourself and just check, do you want to do the first 50 meters fast, second 50 meters moderate, or just talk to yourself. So I apply that into karting as well. Helps me stay more focused, more calm, and yeah. And another thing I would say would be endurance. Endurance plays a key factor in both sports, and because karting requires a lot of endurance, because as you go up in the ranks, the races get tougher, harder, longer. So yeah, it's overall a lot of endurance. So because I swim a lot, because about, let's say, 5 kilometers, 7 kilometers a day with all training and everything. So that definitely helps me in karting a lot, and in the physical aspect. Both are timing related sports as well, because in swimming you're trying to achieve your best time, because that will help you in the race as well. Even in karting, being the fastest on track will definitely help you win. But there are two different factors which playing in that. In swimming, it's all about your physical fitness, your physical performance. Whereas in karting, you require not only your physical performance but the performance of your kart. So if one of them are not performing to their 100%, then there's a high chance you're not going to win the race. So those are some of the factors I bring from swimming into karting.
Interesting. Okay. So you mentioned about your training, right, in one of the previous questions. So what's your training routine like, both on and off the track?
So as a racing driver, you're trying to improve your body and your overall fitness, like a lot. So you can drive the kart for longer, and yeah. Another thing I'd say is nutrition. Like I mentioned before, it's really important to have a balanced diet. More carbs, more protein. And another thing would be staying hydrated, because during a race, it's really hot, because we're wearing all our helmets and suits and gear and everything. And you lose a lot of sweat, and you sweat a lot because of the heat and everything. So staying hydrated is a very important thing as a racing driver. These are basically everything I would do off the track. But on the track, I do, before a race or before a practice session, I always go with my coaches and do a track walk. This is where we walk around the track, and he gives me pointers on where to brake, where to improve myself. So that's one thing. And going into the practice session even with that mindset, trust me, it helps you improve your timing, even by a 10th or whatever. It helps you improve. And another thing I like to do is I watch faster drivers, how they drive, and see where they make a mistake, where they are faster than me. I look at that, and then I apply that to my practice session. I try to improve on that specific part. So yeah, these are definitely some things I do off and on the track.
So you do swimming, you do racing, you're still schooling. So how do you manage your time between these three, and what has been your biggest lesson in balancing all of these commitments?
That's definitely by far my hardest task to do so far in my life, because trust me, balancing doing two sports professionally and at a national level is not easy, and at the same time trying to maintain my academics, because I'm barely home most of the time, and because I'm always constantly training or at a class. So normally I wake up at around 5 in the morning, and I go to swimming in the morning, and that straight after that to school. And some days I go straight to a class, and by the time I get home it's about 7 or 8 in the night. So it's pretty hard to study at home, but I sleep a bit less and I study a bit more. Maybe 2 hours a day, 1 hour a day. I try to. Depends on the day. And even on weekends, I most weekends I go for karting practice. So I go to the track at around 6 in the morning, and at some occasions my mother puts a class right after that. So I have to go with all the sweat, and while I'm being tired, it's pretty hard to focus when it's like that. But I have no choice. I need to maintain all three of them, and I still do get blasted by my parents for not being able to maintain all three of them. But yeah, I learned a valuable lesson, balancing all three. And certainly, as still I'm a teenager, still 14 years old, I definitely don't have a lot of free time, and I can't really do everything what a normal teenager my age would do, like maybe watch TV, go out, play with friends or something like that, because I dedicate all that free time to improving myself in all three. And if I hadn't done any of these, I would not be anywhere where I am right now, because with everything I've achieved so far, like I won the championship recently, my first ever championship, so by far one of my biggest achievements so far. Yeah, a lot of dedication and sacrifice.
Yeah, I suppose sacrifice is what is needed if you are aspiring to get to where you want to be, right?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Kaveen, for the very candid answers that you've given. So with this, we've come to the end of segment 1, and we will meet you on segment 2, where we have a fun little game for you.
The latest issue of LMD is available at lmdmall.lk. You can also access the digital version on Press Reader, Maxter, our social media platforms and WhatsApp. The Voice of Business, a legacy of 30 years.
Hi Kaveen, so welcome back to segment 2, where we have a fun little game. And the game we have for you is Would You Rather. So I'll make 2 statements and you have to pick would you rather this or that. Alright? So your first one. Would you rather lose your phone for a week or have no internet for a week?
I think I'd have no internet for a week.
You still want your phone?
Yes, I still need the phone.
Would you rather only be able to use emojis or never be able to use them again? Are you a huge emoji person? Oh.
A bit.
Okay.
Let's see. I think I would just not use emojis, because it's pretty hard to just define stuff without text.
Okay, alright. Okay, would you rather only be able to learn through videos or only be able to learn through books?
Videos.
Only. Okay, videos.
100% videos.
Okay. Would you rather go skydiving or bungee jumping?
Oh, this is a tough one. So I'm scared of heights, so I don't like either of them.
Oh.
I think skydiving.
Okay.
No, bungee jumping.
Bungee.
Yes.
Would you rather live on a tropical island or in a big city?
Big city.
Where they have tracks.
Yes, where they have tracks. Lots of tracks.
Would you rather travel to the past or to the future?
Past. I would like to make some changes maybe. I don't want to see the future yet.
Okay, alright. Would you rather have one best friend or many good friends?
One best friend is enough, no?
They make up everything else.
Yes,
Yeah. Would you rather be the funniest person in the room or the smartest person in the room?
Smartest.
Would you rather be in a movie or in a band?
In a movie. Sounds a lot cooler.
A movie about karting.
Yes, a movie about karting.
Ideally, yes.
Fun.
Okay. Would you rather have a famous TikTok account or a successful YouTube channel?
Famous TikTok or a successful YouTube channel? I think I'm gonna go with TikTok.
Okay.
Because I'd say many people are on TikTok.
Yeah. Would you rather be an amazing artist or an incredible athlete?
Incredible athlete.
I was figuring you would choose that. Okay. This is one just right up your aisle. Would you rather win an Olympic gold medal or win a World Cup?
Olympic gold medal or World Cup? World Cup.
Okay. Would you rather have a career as a professional athlete or as a coach for professional athlete?
Well, professional athlete. I want to be the one racing. And
Okay. Would you rather swim with sharks or climb Mount Everest?
I think I would climb Mount Everest.
Even if you have you're afraid of heights.
I'd rather do that than get eaten by sharks. Well,
Would you rather play in a rock band or a symphony orchestra?
a rock band. I'm
Alright.
not into slow music.
What would your instrument be?
I used to play the guitar, so probably the guitar.
Probably the guitar. An electric one, right? Okay. Would you rather be a famous movie director or a famous screenwriter?
I think screenwriter.
Okay. Would you rather have unlimited energy or unlimited patience?
For me, I think unlimited energy would be the best option. I get tired really fast.
Okay, alright. Would you rather have perfect eyesight or perfect hearing?
Perfect hearing.
Okay. So you can hear the other drivers.
Yes, you can hear the secrets.
Would you rather have a dog or a cat?
A dog.
Would you own a giant dog or a tiny one?
A tiny dog, yeah.
What do you have now?
I have a toy poodle.
Oh, right. Okay, makes sense. Okay. Would you rather live in a boathouse on the water or a tree house in the forest?
I think a boathouse.
In the
Scared
water.
of heights.
Okay.
Can't climb a tree.
Would you rather have a house with a personal gym or a house with a massive game room?
See, now this is a hard one. I like gaming. I like to go to the gym as well. But I'd say massive game room. Massive home gym, because my parents won't let me play games anyways. Not
Okay.
that much.
Oh, okay, right. Would you rather never need to sleep or never need to eat?
I would not need to sleep because I can use that time to do something else and maybe have some free time.
Would you rather be able to run a marathon without training or lift twice your weight without effort?
Lift twice my weight without effort.
Okay. Would you rather be in a fantasy movie or a sci-fi movie?
Sci-fi.
Okay, and hopefully a flying karting.
Something related to cars or something. Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully, yes. Okay, great. Thank you, Kaveen, for being on the show. We've come to the end of our show with both the segments. Thank you very much again. And we wish you all the very best for your karting, for your swimming, and also for all your studies that you are compelled to do at this age. So wishing you all the very best, and thank you again for being on the show.
Thank you for having me. There you have it. These are my answers to the questions and the game. Be sure to check out Livin's Instagram and Facebook pages for the latest episodes of Living Gets Real. See you soon.